Daniel, I think you are too big for that hat. That hat is for a little baby boy. And you're all grown up now. You're almost too big for the crib too. Or the little bassinet. I know, it's weird, isn't it? We are taking our bundle of blankets for a walk. Oh wait, I think there's a baby in there. Monday is almost over. It was another day of the week at home because of a bank holiday, corporate holiday. Tomorrow I'm back in the office for Tuesday. Both looking forward to it and dreading it because I know I have hundreds of emails from last week that I haven't dealt with and some really important projects to get done, but I have to balance between those two things, right? When do I work on what's important? When do I work on what's urgent? Because we're always trying to move from the urgent to the important, but it's not always as easy as it sounds. Kitchen is looking pretty good, although a little bit of mess is starting to creep in. Hopefully we can keep that under control this week. So today wasn't a complete loss. I worked a bunch in the morning, almost 4 or 5 hours, and then we actually got outside a little bit. We went for a nice little walk with Daniel, so I wasn't cooped in the house like I tend to do to myself. I'm really looking forward to this week. We've got things like a blog post going live. Hopefully I write another blog post, and just getting back into work, getting back to see my colleagues, planning for the future, getting on top of things again. Just had a really productive about hour and a half while Steph was bathing the baby and starting to get him his last feeding and off to sleep. I solved a problem where I needed to deeply copy a SQL table into another one. Or the contents of a SQL table into another table. It's not often I have to deal with kind of fun mental problems like this. It almost felt like I was taking a coding interview. I even got to the point, and I only do this like 2 to 3 times a year. I had to like pull out a sheet of paper and like work through some of the concepts just to make sure that I was understanding everything correctly and thinking about it appropriately. I was really struggling at first, and then I just kind of worked through the problem, persevered, and everything works great. I submitted the PR, everyone is happy. I'm really glad I got that done. I think this is really going to help clear my focus and clear my attention, letting me kind of move on from the weekend projects and get started with the week ahead. I still have a lot of work to do on HexLayer, but I think that can come a little bit later. That awesome moment when your PR is green and ready to merge. One of the biggest Angular apps that I work on is still this Node plus .NET plus SQL Server plus Angular front-end application, which is a really weird hodgepodge, but every time I touch it, I move one more piece over from the .NET CMS side over into the Node Angular side. The only thing I haven't really touched is the database, and that database theoretically could be moved pretty easily because it's all just SQL, right? Because a lot of the code in this project was copied over from JavaScript and upgraded to TypeScript, a lot of it doesn't have types. So the other thing I'm really proud of today is that I started adding types into the code, which anytime I do anything now that's not having types already assigned, I'm like, how did I do this? How did I know anything about the code I was looking at before we had type information from TypeScript? I am panicking a tiny bit right now because I use this little tripod for my DSLR, and this little itty bitty screw just fell out. Is that necessary? Is that needed? That's going to be all for me tonight. It's been a very long day, but I'm glad that the week is about to start, and I'm glad we're off to bed. Good night.